everyone, this is Madiha Ahmed, founder and director at Madiha Ahmed OPC Pvt Ltd. In this video, I will be telling a little bit about why I started the company and what was the reason behind calling it as it is, and a few learnings as an entrepreneur who started it. So first of all, the reason why it is called Madiha Ahmed OPC Pvt Ltd and Madiha Ahmed to be more specific after my name, it's because I realized working with different projects, different people, different organizations, everybody felt that I was a source of trust for them, and they said, we want to work with you, Madiha ji. So I felt that if I kind of registered with some other new name, it would take a lot of time to build credibility and expertise and authenticity for the company itself. So why not name it after my own name? And I took help from certain resources and authentic resources online to guide me further on whether it would be a good idea to name a company after a personal branding thought process. Secondly, I was at a phase of life where I did not have too much of a finance support, and I did not want to put in any money and use a capital which I did not have or that I would have to borrow. So I felt that whatever I could do, I would do it on zero investment, and a lot of learning would happen as a result of it. I was sure about that. So all across social media and different places, all I was hashtagging was Madiha Ahmed, Indian thought leader. And very soon I realized that on the search engine on Google, I was able to see my name and my videos, and although Madiha Ahmed is a very common name, but I started seeing my own name and my own website popping up in the Google search, and I said, wow, that's a good way of going about it, because why would I invest so much of money into marketing and start things from scratch when already something has been established? So that made sense financially and marketing point of view, and also getting people, like the trust of the people, to work and to collaborate. And the next thing is about why OPC. So working with different people and coming across change makers, and especially people who had startups or who worked with startups, I figured out one thing: there was a lot of conflict because of so many heads involved. Either there was a drop of directors, or there was a lot of chaos about decision making. And I knew that there was also this trouble of taking ownership of the mistakes, especially when things went wrong with a financial angle. So the best thing that seemed to me at that point was to do an OPC, where one director, I would take full responsibility for the failures as well as the success. And once I started taking my own decisions, I had mentors, of course, I had friends, I had people to guide me, but whole and soul final decision would be mine. So that started making sense, that I would take ownership of my own mistakes. So therefore the OPC. And I knew that in future, as the company would grow and more growth was visible financially as well as impact wise, I could have more people on board as directors and change it to a private limited. And lastly, the reason to start a company was I realized that a lot of people wanted to learn from my skill set, that people saw that I could do multiple things. The way I processed, the way I thought was different from typically how a woman or a person thought. And having so many skill sets, having so much of perspective into various things from so many different angles. So I had worked with a government project of US Department of State and Ohio State University. I had worked with corporates like Tata and Imami. I had worked with the social sector with orphanage and some NGOs. So I had a lot of ground experience of going through grind across various government, corporate and social projects. And then working across stratas of society, from very low income to middle income to high income. So I was a problem solver for such a wide domain, so many stratas of society, and I just felt, why not do the work more systematically, more methodically, and to transfer the skill sets to more people and have a regular research and development segment, have a more structured approach to training people and actually building student brands and leaders, and at the same time contributing, because if you do business and if you do it well, it contributes to nation building in many ways and adds a lot of value to the country, to the world, in different perspectives, and of course leading to my own personal and professional growth. So we really look forward to working with different collaborators across city, across the country, and from various sectors if it seems like a good win-win approach. And check out our website www.madiha.org. Thank you so much for watching this, and we look forward to more collaborations, to making India a superpower, at the same time, you know, developing student brands, adult brands, and more people who think that a better me will lead to better India and better world.